Twitter trading lower today as the company deals with the fallout from the hack of several high-profile accounts. The FBI now investigating this incident, and lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are calling for more information. For more on this, let's bring in Itai Mayor, the Chief Security Officer at Insights. Itai, welcome. Great to see you again.
Thank you for having me.
You said that basically the hackers got their hands on the crown jewels at Twitter, meaning the administrative access. Shouldn't there be more security surrounding the person and the people who have this administrator access privilege?
Well, Twitter does have a great security team. And, hindsight is always 20/20. But I think there are additional things that could have been done in order to secure that type of account. But we have to keep in mind, we love talking about technology and security, but the attackers attack people. And so in this case, if somebody was social engineered, it's a little bit harder to actually be able to stop the attack.
Is this a bigger problem for Twitter than say, an attack on the individual accounts?
Oh, yeah, because we have seen attacks like this on individual accounts, but now we actually have access to all the accounts. So you can run a coordinated attack like the one we've seen now and gain access to very high-profile accounts.
I spoke to you last in doing research and doing the interview for the Bitcoin documentary. And we talked a lot about the dark web, so you know this seedy corner of the internet quite well. What's your take on what the hacker could have gotten and what it could be worth on the dark web?
So the attacker in this case got access to a lot of different accounts, right? So with the fact that he made off with $128,000, I'd consider that pretty lucky in the sense of if it ended with that. Because we have to keep in mind, it's not just the money loss that went to these Bitcoin accounts. If the attacker really wanted, he could sell this to another player who could do a lot of other things with it. And in addition, think about it. If they would have taken this to a political figure and tweeted something out, they could cause diplomatic issues as well.
What's your sense as to whether or not we've seen the full fallout of this hack attack? I mean, these hackers could have had access for a very long time, sort of trolling or getting, harvesting data and direct messages, et cetera, for purposes of maybe blackmail later down the line. It seems to me that maybe we don't know what the full impact of this is.
I know Twitter is still investigating this, but judged by the actions that the attacker took, it seems like they were actually under some time constraints because they did try to sell access to some of these accounts on an external underground forum, and later pretty quickly moved on to actually sending out this Bitcoin scam. So it seems they were actually under some time and some pressure. Otherwise, I would expect them to do exactly as you said, hang around a little bit, plan and coordinate this attack. Keep in mind that when you have access to something as important as an admin panel, you know that at some point somebody will detect it or somebody will put the brakes on that. So I think they had to engage pretty fast.
You think it's a one-off, Itai?
For this specific case, yes. Will the attackers stop looking for these type of crown jewels? No way. That's what they're looking for.
All right. Itai, thanks for your time. Great to get your take on this. Itai Mayor of Insights. Yesterday, Guy, it was interesting. We saw this stock fall as low as more than 4% in the after-hour session. Here we are down by just 1%, and this even on a day when technology underperformed the broader markets. Are you surprised at this reaction?
Yeah, a little bit. But I think to your point, it could have been so much worse. And I think there's somewhat of a relief in terms of the Twitter shares. I actually still think Twitter trades the February high, which I think was either side of 39. But I'll go back again to what we talked about yesterday. These cybersecurity stocks are absolutely the play. And FireEye, to me, is the most interesting one out of the bunch. Palo Alto Networks has had a huge run, bit of a double top. That concerns me. But FireEye has been doing something, at least what appears to me, this little stealth rally recently tells me that it has more room on the upside. So that's how I would look at this situation with cybersecurity names.